Hearing the testimonies of our Choctaw relatives as they walk the same walk as their ancestors, the Yopali Walk, the Trail of Tears, where many of their people were lost, inspired me also to write a testimony on my experiences on the journey. My experiences on our journey around Aotearoa was a feast that not only nourished the physical body, but also the spiritual. The coming together of two Indigenous nations meant that we were able to share our stories, laugh at our accents, dance for the sake of dancing, even in inappropriate places, teach our treasured songs to one another, making it harder for others to identify whether we were Māori or American Indian, do the hakapuka on the marae and at the Sky Tower, perking our lips, pointing to the east with a lean, saying me Māori me, eat pineapple lunch accompanied by the road drink ginger beer, eat and eat some more, laughing at the mountain because Uncle Adrian described him as being suave, adding our own description of the mountain as being sexy, taking 3 of my close friends out to sea while the rest of our crew were feeding the stingrays. Mama then asks, is it safe? As the seaweed brushed against our legs and the water getting deeper, waves starting to crash closer in our proximity, I grab her by the hand and reply, yes, if you trust me. I felt happy and one with nature, especially when I managed to pluck some paua or abalone from the rocks. But I could also feel an ounce of fear, especially when Caleb asked if our waters have sharks. As cold as we all still were keen to hit the Gizzy waters to paddle. Unfortunately, one waka capsized and the team ended up literally paddling. Though we were on a mission, laughter became the ingredient that would bring us closer and closer together. And as we would step on the marae, we would stand as a united force on the turf that once was trampled upon by our ancestors. The joy and hospitality experienced at every destination, whether it was an educational stop, an eating stop, or a toilet stop. Our photos are testament of the relationships formed and the love connections created, not only with people, but with the land. I saw the love through giving. People gave to one another, gifts that were made, gifts that were bought, gifts that were expressed in an intangible way, but still of equal value. Through this unity, I felt connected, I felt a part, I felt a sense of pride in what it meant to be an Indigenous woman and a wahine Māori. I felt a part of a greater plan, that this joining of nations will be the beginning of creating an access point for many future generations to enter and partake of the fruits that were strongly fought for and left to us by our ancestors, by our grandparents, by our nannies, aunties, uncles and relatives. They fought for our freedom from captivity. They fought for our rights to the whenua. They fought for the protection of our language, our whakapapa and our culture. Going on this journey not only gave me the opportunity to connect with a bright and colourful happy people from Great Turtle Island, it also gave me the opportunity to reconnect to my roots as tangata whenua. It taught me the importance of the role of a woman in a pōhiri process, connecting with other women from other marae through the avenue of karanga, calling to our hosts, crying for the lost and responding accordingly. It was an honour standing in the shoes of a kaikaranga, calling on behalf of the First Nations of Turtle Island and representing Te Autawhara Te Ao, being the face of my whānau, my iwi and my tupuna. Sharing, caring, giving, laughing and singing are only but a few of the most valuable qualities I witnessed and performed, which will mould my character and influence the path I take in the future. So let us all embrace our culture, so that future generations may speak and dance, and that the work of our ancestors may live.